But I'm not too sure about the week being called Craven Week, the legacy of Donny Craven, the man who once said that no black person would wear a Springbok jersey. Those were his words. And that is why I still feel very uncomfortable when the game is being played in Stellenbosch and they say, yeah, we got to cross now to the Donny Craven Stadium. I'm like, because we might as well call it the Louis Botha Airport.
Rob, there's some leaders, that there's a place in our history that used to say, drive the whites back to the sea. There were some leaders, that esteemed black leaders, that said, one settler, one bullet. I've uttered those words myself. Apartheid was crazy times, it was war times. I read somewhere where Mahatma Gandhi called black people kafirs. I just want to say we should not hold people forever to what they've said during a very turbulent time in our history. We were all happy for Mandela, we were all happy for reconciliation, but there comes a price with reconciliation. We have to forgive each other, we have to hold on to each other, and looking back at our history, Donny Craven said,
guys, this one is for patriotic South Africans. If you're patriotic to the emerging patriotism that's emerging right now in South Africa, you need to listen to this discussion with Gayton, McKenzie and Robert Mawara here on this issue, where he further outlines his vision for sports and the number one ingredients, the number one source, which Gayton McKenzie believes South Africans need to understand to be able to relish the glory it once enjoyed as a global powerhouse. Watch this interview to the end, because that's where he outlines the recipe for South Africa to attain worldwide dominance once more in the global space. And share your thoughts in the comments.
Most parents struggle with financing the trips because you have to fund the trip yourself. And then they've got different gees. So there's a gi for kata, there's a gi for kumite. So it depends on what the child does. So in my case, I've been fortunate because my child got sponsorship for the gi and also for training. And then I had to take an overdraft to pay for the hotel and the accommodation. So there's other kids who've dropped out because the parents don't have credit card, they can't get overdrafts, but they continue coming to gym. It's just that they won't be able to go on this trip to represent South Africa.
All right, Lena, let's give the minister a chance. What's your take? The karatekas, I think everybody who grew up, whether it's in the townships and the farms, karate was always a big deal, but it just nobody supports it.
No, I think, let me start by saying that I got a personal story about karate.
Yeah.
There was an uncle where I grew up in Heidelberg called James Mini. There were so many people at his karate club. And the difference between where we grew up, if you are part of James Mini's club, you didn't go to jail. Some of us did. We were gangsters. James Mini didn't allow you to smoke.
Yeah.
And those men today, some of them are hugely successful. So the discipline of karate, they carry throughout their lives. You know, one of the biggest complaints I got as a minister after the soccer complaints is karate. We will be meeting with the people responsible for karate in this country to better understand this, because it can't be that parents must take out overdrafts. This sport is recognized internationally, worldwide. And I want to promise this to say, we have not set a date yet to meet with the karate people, but we're definitely going to meet with them because the complaints are piling up. Parents are saying, no, it can't be. And that is one thing I agree totally with her. Karate is important. Karate teaches discipline. Karate is a sport. It's a recognized sport. Why is it that it's being treated like that? We can't have strongmen in a sport that decides, and that's the problem with South Africa. You get a lot of strongmen in some sports.
Yes.
The strongman mentality will fall because at the end of the day, when you represent your country, when you have a ability to present your country, that's where I step in. You know, Rob, soccer breaks my heart because we're supposed to be the best in the world. When you open your eyes, you've got a soccer ball or you see somebody playing football. If you don't play football, your father's watching it. I see every other sport, but we're supposed to be the best in the world. Today, even this deliverables I've set for SAFA to qualify for the African Nations Cup, to qualify for the World Cup. I'm going to be honest with you. The bar is very low. Those are not really things that we should go berserk over. Yeah. We should naturally, like in Spain, they know they're going to qualify. That's us. That's South Africans.
But there's something wrong, Minister. You've just come back from Paris. And there's something extremely wrong. And you're right with the issue of football should be doing better. We're not there. We're not at the Olympic Games playing football.
Yes.
You know that there was the Amatluk team,
Yes.
the under-23s. You know, Benny
Dangerous.
McCarthy, David Ganameyer, there was Matthew Booth, Patrick Mbutu. Everybody was there playing for this team that gave the Brazilians the toughest time
Of their lives.
Ever. We're not at the Olympic Games at under-23. So if you're not going to be at under-23 Olympic Games, then where's the next generation coming? You're excited about what Russ is doing because Russ has got a plan. What do we have to be excited about when it comes to football is the big question. We should be doing this. And there was a time Zambia came to South Africa to use our facilities to train for the Africa Cup of Nations. Guess who won the AFCON?
Zambia. Yes. You know, people, simple things. I tell you something that I laughed about at the moment, but I went home when I was in Paris and I thought about it. One of the security guards asked me, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
I said, "Why are you asking me who am I?" He says, "Everybody's taking pictures with you here." I said, "I'm the Minister of Sport in South Africa." He's like, "Yeah, I love South Africa. But South Africa, they must tell the midgets. They must come right." I said, "What do you mean the midgets must come right?" He says, "The Paralympics doesn't have one midget of South Africa while all the other countries have." And then I asked one of the leaders in sport there, of SASCOC, and she said to me, "That's a problem." So I want to say to our midget, the people that are midget, I don't know if they're the political term, correct term, stop dancing in videos and stuff like that and come and get us more gold medals. Because whenever I see midgets, they are dancing in music videos and standing on tables. The sport needs you. Come get involved in sport. Lastly, the question that you was talking about was soccer.
Yeah.
You know, Rob, the truth of the matter is, and it's not even blowing my own horn, I don't take a salary here, simply because I love this job.
Yeah.
People say, so excited about the work. I am damn excited. I'm not excited. I'm beyond excited. Because I want my term to be one where people can say, it was worth having a sport minister. Soccer must come right. If they don't qualify, then we have the wrong people running our football. We can't be year in, year out not qualifying. You can't have people that develop soccer complaining that they are being exploited by a federation. Oh no. You can't have people that, no man, you know, I look at soccer in our country and we should be beyond Brazil and them. We should be right there in the top 3.
Clive Barker was able to do it. Clive
Yes,
Barker
the
put
dog.
us. Yeah. Clive Barker put us right there. Put us in the top 20 in the world. Clive Barker put us in the top 5 on the continent. Right now, as I say, we're not even at the Olympic Games, which is a shame.
Look at the sevens. I was in the dressing room. The boys lost 2 games. And then they won against New Zealand. And I had a chat with them.
Yeah.
And I said to them, guys, don't stand back for this, guys.
Go for it.
Go for it.
You're there already.
Yes. And let me tell you something. They didn't come back empty-handed. They came back with a bronze medal. And what you're going to see today is that you're going to see South Africa as a nation of winners. We are a great nation.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying that people get angry when people speak truth to power. I mean, you, for instance, is the greatest example for me. Where people get very angry with you because you would call a spade a spade. But if you don't hold us accountable, I'm going to come back here again. You said you're going to bring F1. Where's your F1?
Exactly.
You said you're going to do this.
Yeah.
Then I can't be tomorrow not greeting you because the things you are holding me accountable is the things I promised. I'm saying to South Africans, I've spoken to the members of the leadership.
Yeah.
I have said it in my budget. I've put money aside in the budget for sports, for school sports, so that we can change once we start at schools. You know, today one of the I was speaking to the daughter of Nelson Mandela on my way here, and I work with her now on a project where those children in the most rural village are so athletic, and they don't have a swimming pool. And I said to her, we're going to build a swimming pool there. Because we're robbing, here's the main thing I take from the Olympics. The biggest takeout for the Olympics. I think we've got 134, if I'm not mistaken, athletes there. You have the USA and all the other countries like 200, 300, 400, 500 athletes there. I'm saying to Rob, when I left there on the plane, I felt cheated. I felt that we are cheating ourselves. out of winning gold medals. Because there are many from the midgets right through to the people that can be world-class swimmers. The best example I can make you is my son. I went to my son's school at the age of 10, and the principal told me he's the fastest 10-year-old in the country. He was 11 years old. The principal told me, he's still the fastest thing. Then we went to Menenberg to go visit. So knowing that my son is the fastest 11-year-old in the country, according to principal, went to Menenberg. By then my son was 11. There was a 10-year-old boy that ran the hair out of my son, like my son is standing still. He finished. That boy outran my son. But that boy that outran my son, the system misses that boy. Best example I make you, I was in Spain with a friend of mine, and his son plays good soccer. And then I spoke to a scout I know, and the scout says to me, how old is the son? I said, he's 17. He says, has he lived in Spain for the past 10 years? I said, yes, he's lived in Spain for 10 years. He says, he's not that good. I said, you've never seen him play. Jeez. He said, because the system would have picked him up. And those words I took into this ministry. We have great runners, great hockey players that we have never discovered or that has never held a hockey stick because they don't have the money to buy a hockey stick.
So the Argentina game, Minister, South Africa was doing very well in the hockey. I think we were drawing 2-2 by halftime. Second half, Argentina upped the game. Final score 5-2. So it's a hiding. It's a bruising. It's discouraging. But you know why? They part-time. The hockey players. They are part-timers. Those guys, just like the Australian model, where they use lottery funds to ensure that they are in a system that is professionalized so that they can get more medals, like you're saying.
100%.
So if we're not able to do that, we're not able to professionalize the women's game, but we can still get to the World Cup in New Zealand as well as Australia with the Hollywood Bets Super League, which is, and they know, everybody knows, we know that it is not a professional league. The hockey players are in the same position. We have got some of the best hockey players in the world.
100%.
But how do we then ensure the professionalization? And that is why Deboko was asking the minister's role in holding the federations accountable is that we have to professionalize sport.
We have to.
Yeah.
Listen, I said to myself, I've got 1 year in this as a ministry. If after 1 year, I like the Sotho word, opallet. This thing, I'm going to look at myself in the mirror after 1 year. And I'm going to come here. And when I say look at myself in the mirror, this is a mirror for me.
Yes.
And I'm going to come here and you will tell me like, I've tried.
It didn't work.
It didn't work. Go find something else. Go back to your bites. Go back to whatever.
But there's a lot of politics, as you know, in sport. There have been many ministers. Others became friends. Others didn't talk to me. And it doesn't matter. I came into this world on my own, courtesy of a delivery in a maternity ward.
You don't forget the parents that made
That's
you.
what I'm saying. That's courtesy of the delivery
Now, before
that
the
came
maternity
through.
ward, there was some laugh action that took place.
Yeah, but hey, you're going back to Mama Joy's situation. Oh, my Jan Zubutale, thank you so much indeed. I think what I was getting at is there are a couple of things that need to be interrogated. Cricket is one of them. School sport is definitely one, but you've mentioned the fact that it's going to be a prized possession. I don't know how I feel about, I love what Craven Week is all about, but I am not too sure about the week being called Craven Week. For obvious reasons. The legacy of Donnie Craven. The man who once said that no black person would wear a Springbok jersey. Those were his words. And that is why I still feel very uncomfortable when the game is being played in Stellenbosch in the professional league. And they say, yeah, we got to cross now to the Donnie Craven Stadium. I'm like, guys, we're going to the stadium in Stellenbosch. Because we might as well call it the Louis Botha Airport.
Rob, here is one thing we need to come to terms with. I grew up in a family that was very political.
Yeah.
There's some leaders that there's a place in our history that used to say, drive the whites back to the sea. There were some leaders that, esteemed black leaders, that said, one settler, one bullet. I've uttered those words myself. Apartheid was crazy times, it was war times. Danny Craven said something. I read somewhere where Mahatma Gandhi called black people kafirs. I read somewhere. Don't know how true it is.
Sure.
I just want to say we should not hold people forever to what they've said during a very turbulent time in our history. I have done and said things, and I think that what Nelson Mandela has done for us, we were all happy for Mandela, we were all happy for reconciliation, but there comes a price with reconciliation. There comes a price.
With the Constitution.
Yeah, except the Constitution, there comes a price that we have to forgive each other.
Yeah.
We have to hold on to each other. And looking back at our history, Danny Craven said, no, it's important that people know that there was a man that said that. But then Mandela got a t-shirt from a very same white man. What was the captain's name of the Springbok rugby team that gave Mandela a t-shirt?
Francois Pienaar.
Francois Pienaar. I know he's got a charity called MAD. MAD.
Yeah.
Very good charity. Francois. Now, one white man said we'll never. So I'm just saying there's a lot of nuances, and I can understand where you're coming from. But I'm saying let's forgive. We shouldn't forget, but let's move past. The boys that, there's a minister here. He was so shocked that I know a deputy minister, Masondo.
Amos.
No, not Amos Masondo.
Not the former mayor.
No, I think he was deputy minister of finance. Masondo. He's a communist. I always said you communist. So his son scored the best try for me ever seen at Craven Week.
Yeah.
His son scored the best try ever seen. A black boy. All I'm saying is that let's move on. Let us look forward.
Yeah.
Let us build South Africa. You must understand, I'm the Minister of Social Cohesion, so I'm bringing together everybody. We're going to build South Africa. It's going to be very nice under me. Hey, people, you are in for a ride. Het gaat lekker worden. Karate gaat gespeeld worden. Hulle gaat gerecognized worden. Dinge like gaat lekker loop. Die by is die salute.
Minister, we thank you so much.